everybody. This is Doc T and Dr. Dionson.
Hey.
Welcome back to SHARC Doc Talk. We're here for our weekly educational, informational search the world for happiness and answers and whatever else we can figure out in your conversation.
Because obviously you can figure that out in a 45-minute
there's a lot out there right there we can do with. Yeah. So as usual, per our tradition here, we're going to start off with our kind of weekly check-in. So we're going to check in with the knee master over here.
Knee master.
And see where we're at, see if he actually did any of his homework with his eyes closed and balancing and working on some stuff. So
I did.
Oh, get out of here.
I didn't do all the single leg stuff.
Okay.
I should have. I just wasn't thinking about it. Because when you start training the powerlifting stuff, sometimes like you go through so much pressure just from bracing that you kind of forget a couple of things that you're supposed to do.
My ab workouts go out the window when I'm doing something fun.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, I need to work those too. They still need some love.
But what was funny, I think I alluded to it last time, but I really saw it on the film this time. For my warm-ups for deadlifts, especially when working up to like the top weight, I just tried a couple sets, eyes closed, kind of sit in. I felt much more cleaner throughout the motion, and I would understand when I would start to kick left a little bit or kick right. But when my hips would accidentally do it when I would get tired, and then figure out what I needed to do from there. I did it with squats, which was funny because
that seems dangerous.
Yeah,
That just seems dangerous. I don't know why.
Well, you said, hey, practice with eyes closed. So I'm like, well, I'll try it with everything.
Yeah, but I squat a lot less weight than you do. Like mine's like a goblet squat with a 60-pound kettlebell.
Yeah, I mean, this is like 135 just to kind of.
That's not bad.
Not
for you. That's like a 65-pound kettlebell for me.
Yeah. So I went to go do that. I missed my depth on the first one just because I didn't realize I kind of relied on my eyes for some of that. Yep.
That's interesting.
Just because I think whenever I was doing it at the gyms, I was always fixating on a certain point, and when it got to a certain visual field, I knew I was at depth, and I'd come back up. But what was great about that was my positioning was actually a little bit better because I've been messing around more with low bar just because if you know about my knee right now, if you're just tuning in, tore it about like 2.5 months ago.
Not the knee, there's tissue in there.
Yeah.
The knee's still attached.
The knee is still attached, so I can still walk. But tore a couple tissues in there, and to be in a lot of knee flexion in high bar was difficult. So I've been doing more low bar because I haven't had any pain doing it that way.
It's almost like a squat good morning.
Yeah.
That's a low bar. Just I was thinking how to explain it to anybody out there who's not familiar.
Yeah.
But picture a good morning with the barbell on your back, kind of doing an RDL.
Yeah.
And then a little more knee flexion to take the load off the back a little bit, so to speak.
Yeah, in certain
hips.
Planes,
but less knee. That makes sense.
Yeah, just so I could still train heavy, so I'm not too far behind when it comes to competition stuff.
Makes sense.
But yeah, it's been going well. But I noticed my position was way better with my eyes closed rather than trying to search it in low bar with my eyes. And so it was kind of funny.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So that's basically been that. In terms of patients, they've been fun. Still, a lot of them are coming in and out of vacation times. We're seeing a lot of firefighters right now, which is interesting.
The vacation thing's been nuts.
Yeah. So, I mean, I
can't get over that. I mean, everybody. At one point, I had like 6 families in Europe.
Oh, yeah. I think you remember.
And I was like, wait, tell me next time where you're going. I'll just fly over. We'll kind of make a pseudo vacation, and I'll work on you while I'm there, so we don't miss out on the treatment protocol, like the process here.
Yeah.
But I was laughing. I was like, "Oh my God, you're going too!" Like I felt like everybody got the memo to go to Europe except me.
Yeah. For me and my patients, it's been Arizona or Nevada recently.
That's interesting. A little.
It could be 4th of July weekend firework stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. Whatever. But they're having fun, so that's
good.
one.
I had one that does the girls all do a trip and they try to get to 3 to 4 states.
That's a lot.
Yeah. It's like a week-long trip, and they just cruise around, rent a car, and just hit them all. And this time around, I think it was, I want to say Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana, or something along those lines.
That's a fun trip.
I mean, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana. Maybe it was those 3. But yeah, they're kind of picking them off. And I was like, it's all girls, too. 4 daughters and a mom. I was like, that's a lot of...
That's
a lot going on right there.
A lot of packing, too.
I'm sure they packed pretty... It's warm back there. Wouldn't pack too much, but still. Anyway,
yeah. I think I alluded to this on the last podcast. I had a patient dealing with like a calf strain type of issue, basketball and everything like that. Saw him again this week, and we finally had the discussion, will you play, not play? Laid it out. We made the decision together, like, hey, it's smart for you not to play this tournament here. Yeah. And what was good about that was I did set those expectations in the beginning, so it wasn't just like heartbreaking news right off the bat. But he also now understands that his rehab is now necessary, and he's bought in, which is
that's cool.
which is hard coming from a 16, 17-year-old kid. But
near impossible.
Yeah, but now
impossible.
I can tell that he cares. He's starting to ask me about like nutrition for like sports and everything like that. So we'll save that for a different time. But the biggest thing was like, we had to make an adult decision. Like, hey, do you want to play your season or do you want to play this tournament and risk potentially not being able to play in college because of that?
Yeah. I don't think people always realize that there are some injuries that can start. Like it could be like not the end. Mm-hmm. You can push through it, but you're going to make your 40s miserable. Yeah. And unless you're winning gold medals or national championships or, NBA titles, NFL titles, like you got to let your body heal. Yeah. It really is not. I mean, I'm the worst at this. Trust me. And even with patient care, I'm always like, you'll be fine. We'll get through this quick. It's like, but there are some times you got to. And the funniest thing is I never appreciated the fact that if you actually took the time to heal and got stronger, you would then perform better. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't get that. I mean, I understood as a doctor to my patient, like you with that, but I meant for me. It's like, I'll be fine. Leave me alone. Funny how that works. Yeah, anyway, but continue.
That's where we're at with him. But I mean, what I love about that is that first of all, he trusted me. I think part of it was I was also his coach at one point too. But second is that he's starting to see that where I'm thinking isn't necessarily just how do I get you to play this next summer league game. I'm thinking about his next seasons really if he wants to continue playing. Just because he is entering his senior year. Okay. And then he does want to play in college. He has some complications going on just because of in competitive basketball on the college level, you kind of have to be the best of the best at that point. And that's where you have the quote unquote meaner conversations of like, is he undersized for his position and everything like that, where it becomes a game of inches.
Reality check. Yeah. Just the way it is. Yeah.
And if I have to be honest, he's a little undersized for the point guard position, which is already the smallest guy on the court. So we have to work on other things.
Yeah, you'd be really good at something, dunking, shooting, passing, something. Yeah. So, but kids today are nuts. They're so good.
And I had to break that down to him. It's like, hey, we can still kind of get you there. I don't know what level of division that you're going to be playing in if you do want to be playing, but I don't want to risk that. As in, you tear this Achilles in this summer league game, and then you're not going to get scouted for your senior year, and then you don't.
Yeah, it's a bad time to tear things.
Yeah, we don't do that, right?
No, so, you need that senior year.
Yeah, so he actually listened to me, so...
That's big something. Right there. That's a rarity. Most kids are, they'll listen, but they'll listen briefly as it applies to the instantaneous moment of now. Yeah. And then as soon as pain goes away, they're like, I feel pretty good. And all of a sudden, yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
So cool. that was my week. So it was a fun older brother / dad talk.
Yeah, you're young enough to be older brothers. Yeah.
But yeah, from that point, it's been pretty fun. Other than patient on vacation, so send your friends our way. Yeah. we actually have time to take them in now.
He's practicing his basketball shooting in here. My week was good. Nothing too exciting. We had a fun 4th of July back in Minnesota. Oh yeah. That was cool. My kids are learning the workouts that I'm putting them through. They've been cutting time on almost every stroke.
That's good.
Since then.
Or swim strokes, right?
Yeah. So it's like they call them events. Yeah. So, but they're doing the fly or the free or the IM or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. They're cutting time. My daughter took 45 seconds off of her 400 IM.
Again, or is that?
That was the same one. I just hadn't mentioned it here. Yeah. Oh, 45 seconds. Yeah. And then my older son is dang near 23 seconds on a 50 free.
That's really good.
Yeah. He's flying 23 and a half. Yeah. He's flying, but it's like they hate the workouts. I have their burpees up the wazoo and all kinds of other cool stuff I do for swimmers because the problem I find with a lot of training, it's like rehabbing, but trying to strengthen, there becomes a lot of, it's like a powerlifting. You can't powerlift benching to become better at benching. There's auxiliary stuff you have to do. Yeah. You have to attack shoulders a different way, back a different way. So
triceps a different way.
Yeah, everything. Just hit something, but don't do the same thing you're already doing repetitively. Mm-hmm. And so swim is, you're already doing, 3,000 to 4,000 yards of practice. Yeah. My workout's 1,500. I'm toast. I'm done. Mm-hmm. 3,000 to 4,000.
Yeah, so you double it.
And now we're going to go strength train the same thing you just did. I was like, no, can't do that. Got to do a little different. But anyway, so fun to see that. My son got in a plane for his discovery flight. Oh, so pilot took him up. It's kind of one of those things where he wants to be a pilot. NASA, that's his big thing, astronaut. That's cool. Since he's 4 and he's 14, so 10 years strong. Who knows? And we're not like putting our eggs in the basket, just more like, okay, let's check it out. Yeah. So we, nervous parents threw our 14-year-old in a Cessna, max capacity 540 pounds. And pilot took him up and About 45 minutes later, they land, and she apparently let him kind of, fly the plane for a good 10 minutes, which I thought he was so excited. My son has like a 5-word vocabulary, so he busted out 1 or 2 words. That's a big talk for him.
40%
He wouldn't stop for like 20 minutes. He was so over the moon with it. So we're very excited. Just young. He's got to wait about a year or so before he can really look into it. So we'll see how that goes.
That's cool.
It was pretty awesome. And then we played a laundry list of sorry games. That was 20, 30 sorry games. You ever play sorry?
It's been a while.
Sure.
It's been a while.
Board games were kind of...
Yeah. Like, I've played... It's more card games rather than board games.
Yeah, okay.
Like,
So, yeah. And my kids love Uno and poker, but...
Yeah. Those are
anyway,
fun.
yeah. That was 4th of July.
Poker's a life skill.
Yeah. Well, dude, my son won somebody's slippers at a swim event.
That's
he
hilarious.
walked over with new slippers, and we're like, no, go give him the slippers back.
Yeah.
But I wanted poker. I'm like, I don't care. He needs those. Go home.
Those are good life lessons for kids to learn.
Well, I sometimes think he skims off the deck. So there's always a little... He's got some shenanigans sometimes when he's playing poker. I've watched him all like... Yeah. 2 aces beat 3 4s. I was like, that's not how that works. But aces are higher. That's not how it works.
Not necessarily in poker. Not necessarily in
So
poker.
anyway, yeah.
That's
But,
funny.
Yeah. Patients were good, but it's funny because we were talking earlier about what we're going to talk about today. And it's usually like, we'll talk about things that have kind of come up on both sides or just been a consistent narrative of the week for whatever reason. Like, we'll have weeks where we get a bunch of low back pain patients, basic shoulder patients and whatever. This week, for whatever reason, I had a lot of the, when can I get back to my normal workouts questions. And I think it just kind of spurred the, whole healing thing. You kind of laugh like it's you injured yourself. The tissue's not damaged per se, but you have an owie.
Yeah.
Hurts to do stuff. And you're asking about getting back to working out. You can't even, get out of bed without pain. So I was like, well, let's discuss this. Let's jump down a little bit so people can understand. Like when you start asking people like us who are trying to fix you, right? The problem we run into is oftentimes people come in, they'll do like, I've done this in the past and this helped. And I say, great.
Yeah.
But do you have the same thing today? Well, I do. I'm like, well, it didn't help then. It just got rid of pain. And that concept is not an easy understanding for a lot of people because they're kind of like, well, why is it still there? It's like, well, because of the way you move is causing the problem, right? There's underlying stuff we have to kind of go to. And so it reminds me of this idea, this concept of what a lot of doctors do, unfortunately, is they chase the pain.
Yeah.
So they find the pain, they chase it, and they go after it until they get to it and, obliterate it, right? And now pain's gone. It's like, that's fantastic. But now we need to fix why you had the pain to begin with. And those are those slippery slope rabbit holes because everybody comes in differently. So I have a patient come in, I want to get back to working out. I'm like, cool, I've seen you twice. You crawled in here. Let's just slow down. And sometimes it's like, for anybody out there, kind of, you have painful episodes and the pain goes away. That's just your body figuring out a way around the pain, not actually fixing the pain.
The sensitivity is no longer there.
Yeah, the body doesn't fix those things, especially when it's movement-based. And just to give you a conceptual idea of movement-based is, it hurts when I fill in the blank. Walk, sit, stand, turn, run, jump, whatever it is. Reach overhead, pull down, push up, reach behind, whatever. All those mechanisms right there are movement-based owies, like painful things, right? It doesn't mean tissue's damaged. It does mean if you keep doing the same thing over and over again or take Advil or some other, circumvent fixing it, you will eventually damage the tissue.
Yeah, that's the potential, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're like your high school athlete, like he's going to, he's stressed the Achilles. It's stressed. It has to heal.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it does become strain, pull, tear.
Yeah.
And those are, it's not a matter of if it happens, just when. Yeah. Right? And that's really what in the back of our minds, whenever we look at somebody, what we're looking at with them is, hey, I want to make sure you don't come in here in 6 months, 7 months and have a half torn Achilles tendon. Yeah. Or a torn labrum now, or just whatever. And it's like a blowout of disc because it's all so preventable if we just take our time. It's hard though as a doctor when you're trying to talk to a patient because we're doctors by doctorate. Yeah. But we're unique in the sense of most doctors, you go see them once and you may not see them for 3 to 6 months. Yeah. We're the exact opposite. You're going to see us often for the next 2 or 3 months. Hopefully not that long, but that's usually how it works out.
It can be.
If we do it right. And then we shouldn't see you again unless we're just kind of like, I love myself some maintenance care. I wish I had to come up with a cooler name than maintenance though. Continuity, I don't like that one either.
I've just said maintenance. I always hate to put I hate to always just make someone look like a car, as in like I'll come in for your maintenance every 3 months or something like that. But
it applies to the body though.
It kind of, in some ways, applies
to the body. Does. Yeah. We get one, cars get off, but you just got to take care of the stupid thing. You know, and it'll tell you when things aren't right. Oh, yeah. But
when we talk about pain and it going away, I hate to use the car analogy again, but like if, your car says you need to change your oil, you could always just click off the sensor real quick and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same.
Low on air.
Yeah.
Check engine light, whatever.
It's kind of the same thing when we kind of talk about pain here. Like you could not have pain, but it doesn't mean the problem isn't still there. Like is your problem coming from like chronic pain because of your habits going on, or is it from injury? There's so many nuances to it, right?
100%.
Yep.
And did you have an injury that you'd ignored? Mm-hmm. Or I love this. I rested for 6 months. Okay.
That's probably worse.
That's kind of not good. And so like my patient, just to give a really precise example, she was unfortunately in a car accident, but she had some low back pain stuff we're dealing with. And we're only 2 weeks in. And she's improving.
3. There.
3, maybe third. This is third week. She's improving. She doesn't have pain all the time walking around. Still mentally a little nervous about bending over, picking up something heavy. Mm-hmm. But she wanted to get back to Pilates. And I kind of smiled and I said, that could be one of the worst things you can do. And she goes, why? I said, well, is it one-on-one? She said, no. Class. So there's the camaraderie. We talked about this before in many podcasts, like your friends, your social networking, just that stuff that makes you feel good. Mm-hmm. So you want to get them in there. But I said, what happens if you start performing something, and I hate to say incorrectly, like she doesn't know how to do it, but the body, because it's gone through a trauma, car accident, it's adapting to new input, the rehab that we're giving her, plus the treatment. So we're trying to undo some stuff. And then she wants to go to Pilates, which is a big, especially a class setting, because that one instructor can't see 15, 20, 30 people at once and really see if they're doing, like the body has to set this up in a order of operations. So it's got to be the way you fire it and set it up. If you're missing that, you're going to play into a bad compensation pattern.
Yeah, especially coming back from injury.
Yeah, because the injury itself. So just to give you another idea, when we say that, what it means is if you sprain your ankle, to avoid the pain, you limp. Now with her back, she's not going to do that, but she'll avoid the way she bends over, avoid the way she moves her legs or lifts her legs or incorporate. Like today she was doing a lot of knee caving in during bridges. Yeah. So I put a band around her knees, had her hold the band there. It's not about pushing the band out so much, but don't let the legs go in. That's all it is. And then she asked me, I kid you not, when can I do adductor exercises? Yeah. And I kind of smiled. I'm like, not yet. Not for a while. She goes, why? I said, you already have a tendency to use those, which inhibits your glutes, which is causing a problem. So we got to fix this piece. And so it was a very fascinating conversation because in my head, like that's what kind of sparked today. I was like, okay, we got to figure out a way to better explain this to people. Like they got to truly understand, like we have to go through these processes because if you don't fix these pieces, then you end up, come back and here we are again. Yeah. And talk about redundancy. Whew. And the definition of insanity.
Just doing the same thing over again. And
over and over.
Expecting a different result.
Yes. And that's what you end up doing. And it's not good. So nonetheless, so chasing pain is this concept of where you go into a doctor, you have pain, they give you pain med, you go back, you rest 2 to 3 weeks, and then if pain's gone, which is somehow a parameter, then you're fine and go back to your normal activities. And then most people, like she wants to play tennis. And I'm like, oh God, we have a little work to do to get you from where you are now to tennis. But you think, okay, pain's gone, I'm going to go play again. Then all you're going to do is compensate and then start beating up again. So we're back to this concept. And it also ties into this other thing I did. So I joined a gym for the first time in like 15 years.
Wow. The return.
So I did it because we want to use our garage for other things.
Yeah, that's fair. Life.
And it has a pool because I like swimming. Okay. So it is. I like swimming. To me is a great, like once, maybe twice a week. But it's such a way to stretch out. Yeah. And just do something different.
Did you sign up this week?
Yeah, last week.
Oh, I signed up for a new gym yesterday. We can talk about that later. But
damn, that's awesome. So my gym's better than your gym.
It probably is.
But I go in Tuesday morning.
Yep.
And this is how ridiculous I am and we can be. I literally, knowing I was going to do this, set up my workout programming so I could do my back and shoulder workout, which is my favorite workout on the planet, at the new gym. Okay. Just because I was like, yes, I have all of this equipment and all this stuff to do. I'm like,
oh, you don't have to modify anything anymore?
I mean, because in the garage, there's only so much you have and so much you can do. And so I was like, I walked in, because I walked around the gym for probably 15 minutes, drinking the pre-workout, just scoping the place out.
Oh, you even did the pre-workout beforehand.
Wow,
you were having a great time.
What's going on in here, right? And I swear people look at me like, what wacko? What is he doing? And I'm just like,
most of us do
just
that.
Checking things out. What's that? We're just, seeing where everything is. First time in the gym, right? So I'm like, all right, here we go. Hit the pull-ups, and I'm amped. Pull-ups were easy. I blew through 5 sets, and I was like, right. Point of the story is, so I got shown. I mean, everything was 5 pounds heavier. Everything was an extra rep than usual.
There you go.
Everything was just abnormal. And so I finish it up. So I do a shorter set range now, and he's doing like 10 minutes of like some cardio or something. Just get heart rate, keep the heart rate there. But it's more like I'm trying to train to be 60 and healthy, not 20 and you. So don't rub it in. So I finished up the workout. Weights are done. And I was like, God, I feel good. Yeah. Lights are bright. My garage is dark.
Yeah.
People around, hustle, bustle. And I'm looking around like, oh, I like that machine. Oh, there's that machine too. Oh, I could do those and that. Oh, I could do. And all of a sudden, in the back of my head, I hear this like, leave the gym. That's all I hear. And I was like, okay. Grabbed my stuff and walked out, like gritting my teeth, angry. Left the gym, got my car, went home. Wife's like, you're home early. It's like, yeah, I made myself leave the gym. She's like, thank you. Thank you so much. Because she knows me and she knows 2 hours later, like, where are you? I'm like, last set, promise. Of my, 16th rep set, whatever. So anyway, yeah. So it was a blast. I loved it. But the idea is, no matter how much, like the gym for you and I is our happy place. Yeah. If we could go there, if somebody paid me to go there all day, where do I sign up?
I mean, if you're going to sponsor us, we'll be there.
We'll be there. Yeah, for sure. And I just kind of cracked up. Like I go, this is where people make that wrong turn. So I had another patient last night who, this one's funny. He came in, I'm teaching him some eccentric isometric stuff. And he took the time hold that I gave him. I don't tell people out there because I don't want you to try it because I don't know if it fits you or not. Like it fits him. It fit perfect for him, what we're trying to do. He took that time under tension and quadrupled it.
Okay.
And I just went, oh. So he came in, the right arm's got radial nerve symptomology, like neuropathologies or neuropathies. Top of his palm, or top of his hands are getting tingly. He's like, I think I have a disc. I think I have this. I think I have that. And I'm like, oh God, here, this ChatGPT and Dr. Google went to town on this one.
That's hilarious.
And I work on them, clean, like things were better. We got some things cleaned up. And I was like, so what exactly were you doing? And then he told me I was doing this workout you gave me, but instead of doing it for this long, I did it for this long.
To get quote unquote more out of it?
Yeah. And I was like, that's not what it's for. Like auxiliary work has a purpose, like abs. People always think, I don't have to do abs. I deadlift, I squat. There's my ab routine. I'm like, that's not the same thing. There's different, you need rotational and anti-rotational.
To create flexion,
you need things, right? So, so like bicep curls, like CrossFit, remember back in the day, I was watching somebody do bicep curls and people were teasing him. In fact, anybody out there who's been in CrossFit for more than probably, you have to be at least 8+ years. In the gym, literally, if somebody did bicep curls, it was either a joke or somebody was laughing at them for sure. Guaranteed. Like so one of those things going on. Yeah. So me, of course, my brilliance was watching and thinking, and all of a sudden I went through every single workout that you do in CrossFit. Every single one. Every movement, everything. And I was like, oh my God, that's probably the smartest thing in the world to be doing.
Bicep curls?
Yeah, and calf raises. At no point in time do you go through a full range of motion with either of those muscles. Yeah. Everyone else you do. Yeah. But like with double unders, I'm like, you go through very little motion. Like most people, their heels are near the ground, right? Yeah. And in pull-ups, I'm like, yeah, but that's this, not this. It's two totally different things. And like, when do you do chin-ups? I'm like, who in CrossFit is doing chin-ups?
No, everyone's doing
at the time, right?
Yeah.
It was kipping and butterflying and strict, but it was, our muscle ups, but it was nothing to do with the biceps. So it's very funny because I'm like, no, you have to get this auxiliary work done. Anyway, back it up to the guy doing the work. So he's getting more out of it. I then explained to him gently that what he did, and he did this in the course of like 2 weeks. Okay. So he got a new routine with a new movement pattern entirely to him. And then within 2 weeks was quadrupling
the weight,
the tension. And it's like, oh, that's not, it doesn't work that way. Like the body, it's like the SAID principle, right? It can, specific adaptation to imposed demand is great. Every 2-3 weeks, you got to mix up the workout. Yeah. But when you're completely doing it, like if you went to quit powerlifting, I'm going to CrossFit, and you went 6 days in a row, I wouldn't see you for a week. You would be so miserable because there's so much to it, all right? So anyway.
Different animals.
Oh my God, yeah. So that just, all those things cross my mind. I'm like, but there are people, like that kid, like you're hand holding him, and you've seen me do this over the years. You've been here. Yeah. You got to grab their hand and you have to grip it firmly, kind of like you're grabbing your son by the arm because you're pissed at him, and then give him a little hug and a smile and be like, I need you to take a minute and let this calm down. Yeah. And it's funny because, when it finally clicks in their head, they're like, okay, I've hired you, Dr. David, to help me get out of pain, move better, play better, feel better, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and listen to you now. And once you hear, like you as a doctor hear that and you see it, you're like, okay, thank you. Finally. Okay. That's not, because half your job is just trying to get, to remind them, you got to keep doing this. And so,
that, I think that whole story of just even you just getting to the gym, doing more is just even your body's starting to feel good too.
It's feeling much better.
Yeah. Because I remember, I think if you go like 2-3 podcasts before, like, hey, deadlifting 5 pounds. It was a little rough right now.
It was horrible. And actually, what did I do? I did a leg workout. I can't remember what I did off the top of my head. Goblets, 26 pounds. Okay. Felt good. banded lunges, so band around the knee, outside of the knee, and doing a little abduction movement. And then I did toe taps.
Okay.
So I actually did like 2 or 3. Like I was sore my glutes a little bit, and I actually had no irritation anywhere in the body.
Good.
So I was very happy.
That's
so
really
we're
good.
getting there.
I'm getting there.
It's just my God, does this take forever?
It does.
Jesus, I'm like 5 weeks in. I'm like this, and I see people come in. One of the patients I love, Tommy. I can say his first name.
I was about to say.
He was a goblet squatting at 280 pounds. So it's not a goblet squat, but that's what his understanding. 280 pounds.
Racked.
Kettlebells, yeah,
Okay.
rack ones, right? And he was doing 3-second pause at the bottom.
Well, that's a good work.
For 12 reps. Now, here's the funny. This is actually very funny.
That's a strong guy there.
He's very strong. We had back-to-back patients. Our intern, Kiara, was there with these, all 3 guys big and strong. I mean, big dudes. And not even joking, all 3 fell apart when I gave them a single leg RDL.
Oh, yeah.
Done my way. All of them. Couldn't balance, falling, like just, and I was watching them, I started sweating with a 10-pound weight. And I was like, what is going on right now? And so it's kind of funny because here you go talking about these guys. One's got knee pain, one's got shoulder pain, and one has low back pain. And you talk to them, watch them, you're going, we need to have this stuff taken care of.
Yeah.
Like they can't not do this stuff. So I'm like, it makes me laugh because I still say, you're a big, strong guy. If we broke you down into pieces, it's amazing how many little things we find.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's part of it, too, is like the sport that I'm in. 2 feet are always on the ground, right?
Always.
Always on the ground. 2 hands are always on the bar.
Should be.
Should be. If not, like we got some emergencies kind of going on.
Eyes closed, back spot. Oh, shit.
Yeah. I've definitely been a part of those. Those are always hilarious. That's why.
Bail! I can't. I'm attached to the bar. Have you ever done that where you're trying to bail, but you feel like literally it's glued to you?
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, why?
It's because there's so much weight pushing down.
Oh, my God. Yeah, totally. That was my problem, too. So much.
My favorite one is if it gets caught on the shirt a little bit because the knurling is a little too sharp.
Have you seen the girls with the ponytails?
Oh, yeah. I've seen that. I've seen that.
Hair chunks coming out.
Yeah. But I usually ask if I'm spotting them. I was like, hey, we're going to get 2 side spotters here. Don't dump it. Because we're right here to help you out.
You may need to grow. It's going to take some time to grow that back out again. Yeah. That's a long hair you got.
But yeah, like Doc T's like feeling good and you're moving around better.
Much better.
But with that being said too, is like you also know that you have to get certain motions in. Like when you said single leg bounce with the toe taps and stuff like that. Like that's an imperative for you at this point. Just because you're feeling good doesn't mean like you
but
take
I'm
that
invincible,
away.
So I don't really understand it. I can't even comprehend this right now.
Can't comprehend it.
Like that can't happen to me. I know everything. How can it happen to me?
You just stress fractured your pelvis once.
Idiot. Yeah. I was just telling a patient that, and they're like, the look on their face, because they're not. They came to me from a patient. So the initial patient is more like us. The second patient, a little less, 60% us, and they're more like 10% us. Meaning they work out, and that's about it. Different intensity. And I was telling them that story because they were asking me questions. They said, "What's wrong with your calf?" And I was like, "I'll explain it to them." And they're like, and the look, I swear, they're like, it didn't process.
Yeah.
It's like I spoke a completely different language all of a sudden. They were like, huh? And they looked at me and go, "Oh, let me show you on the picture over here." And I kind of explained it all to them. And they were just like, the eyes, I was like, oh God, they must think I'm a complete idiot. Like just a complete, like, or something is definitely wrong up there.
Yeah.
And I kind of laughed. I'm like,
What's funny is I'm starting to get some of that with my knee. Because I tell them like, oh yeah, I was just playing basketball, tore it. No big problem, right? That's what goes on in the back of my head. And they're like, oh yeah, so like you're just lifting light. I'm like, no, we're squatting heavy.
I mean, lifting light, relatively speaking. Although you're past that phase, right? You're kind of into we're into full training again.
Yeah, like we're 70-80% there.
That's cool. That's
I don't want to high bar squat completely yet, just because the full depth kind of hurts.
There's no need to, and you gotta make sure to do those hammies and really firing for you.
Oh yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, the deadlifts are coming back good. So
that's good.
Because with the eyes closed training, to go back all the way to that. Lats feel
but
engaged.
Please don't just all of a sudden start deadlifting your eyes closed.
No.
Yeah.
There was a.
We're not condoning that.
There was a time and purpose for it. Yeah. It felt good though. So
100%. And I'll be honest with you, it's one of those things that, like, I was writing notes on this. So when we're out there, like, part of the reason I get in trouble in the gym is because I'm playing around, trying to discover something else.
Yeah.
What about this? What about that? Like, I figured out a lunge position, rotational lat pull down that was fantastic for, like, I was like, that works this system. And if the left leg's up and you're pulling with the right versus the right leg up pulling with the right, it affects it differently.
Internal versus external rotation.
This is fantastic, right? But I had never thought about that. And I'll be honest with you out there, if you have a clinician and there's somebody, your go-to person, guy, girl, whatever, ask them about certain things and ask them how they figure that out. And I guarantee you the good ones are going to be like, because I've been doing this and trying it. Nothing I give a client or patient isn't something I've not already done or tried.
Oh, yeah.
All the workouts, the rehab, the functional movements, all the stuff we give patients, done it all. BFR, I mean, I've suffered through 10-pound bicep curls with BFR on. And just like, ooh, because it's horrible. So, yeah, it's very funny. But that's a thing is, you know, I usually get in trouble because of that. I'll get fatigued. I'm tired. I haven't eaten now in 2 hours because I'm still here. But that's where the fun is. Like, to me, when you play like that, like we play out here all the time.
Oh, yeah.
We're not as much as we used to. I don't like you guys getting busier, but it's not as much fun anymore. But
it's like good for my career. I'm sorry.
It's great for that part. I mean, you know, it's helping people, and the people. I mean, the great thing is people like are understanding you're here and you can't help, which is, I mean, our biggest goal in life.
Yeah.
But yeah, that concept of, you know, we were all over the place with concepts, but letting your body heal, giving it the time, having your, you know, check your ego. You know, ego's in the way. Just move it out of the way. Take your time. And someone like you, like, because you're, you know, the dangerous part of moving the weight you move is you need everything. Like, I'm doing a 26-pound goblet squat.
Yeah.
If my calf takes a break, nothing changes. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
My core on the left decides to take a sleeper. Whatever, I'll be fine. You're moving weight that it's like, nah,
something could happen.
Something bleep is going to go.
Yeah.
So some bleep is we're going to go there. So you got to be conscientious of that.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, definitely. I've experienced some of the scare.
Oh,
especially
gosh,
in the beginning. Part of it was fear. Part of it was like, hey, that's gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
Just even setting up for certain like positions. If I was doing like deadlifts on a deficit or whatever, just to get more hamstring stretch out of it. Like, yeah, my knee didn't like setting
have you started or tried Jefferson curls at all?
Yeah, I have.
Cool.
Just recently. They're hard.
They're very hard. Yeah,
they're hard.
I like them. I just haven't landed my plane on how to get a normal, quote unquote, patient on that path.
Yeah. So here's the fun, controversial topics about Jefferson curls among all physio, chiro, whoever works the body, right?
Yeah.
Some people like it, some people don't. I'm on the side of I like them. What I don't like is when they are misprogrammed.
Oh, that's what I mean. That's the problem.
The biggest one that I see.
Misprogramming is, oh my Lord, that's
I'd
horrible.
actually say like most of our clients' patient base and really the people that come see us, I almost hate saying that a lot of the problems can be from just a poor program, whether that's either talked about well with their coach or not with their coach. If there's an online coach where they're not really seeing anything, stuff like that. I can see a lot of problems going down with that. The reason why, like with the Jefferson curl, there's so many small nuances for like that low back that kind of has to happen.
Education.
Yeah. And plus,
you have to know how to do it properly.
If you're going to ramp it up like you do with like powerlifting weight, that might be inappropriate.
Bad idea.
Yeah. Because
what's the purpose of the workout?
Yeah.
Like, what's the purpose of that movement? Like deadlift. Grip it and rip it. That's all the deadlift is. There's technique. I'm not saying that's technique. But you compare that to a snatch.
Oh, yeah. There's
monster difference, right? Technically, right?
Yeah.
So one just grab it. Like Jefferson curl, that curl, hip thrust. Like hip thrust can be used to develop size of your glutes. But when it comes to the function of that, there's no real function translation. Where I gave the same guy this one cracked me up. Yeah.
I was laughing.
I did hip thrust, threw a band around his knees, and that's it. No weight, just a band around his knees, and he was sweating and his glutes were cramping. And I was like, he goes, I've never felt that before in my life. And this guy, like I say, he's 38 years old, has been lifting since he's 10.
No, he's a big guy.
Big dude, great shape, takes pride in it, loves legs and working out and everything like that, but destroyed on this one move. And it just, and I smile. I was like, we're not making fun of people. For us, it's, I didn't see it coming like that.
Yeah.
I knew there'd be a challenge. I knew just by the nature of physiology and physics, it's going to fire the glutes. It's going to do this. Like I know the things it's going to do. I'm surprised sometimes at the extent of how it hits them.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, oh, I didn't see that one coming, right?
Yeah.
So that's always like the pull-up guy. Deadlifts 4 something, back squats 3 something, can barely do 3 pull-ups. How? That I can't even comprehend that. So it's a fascinating when you start picking, like get people out of pain. Now they move without pain. Focus a little on the mobility piece and stability piece. And then you start seeing stuff and you're like, how? I saw a guy bench with his scapula winged off his body. I thought he was trying to jump off his body. And it was like, how are you benching 225 and your scapula is completely departed from your frame?
Because he's a unit.
I mean, it's just, like you almost want to applaud him in a sense like, good for you.
Yeah.
Like, congratulations. However, we're going to want to fix that before
it becomes a problem for you.
Yeah, that's for sure. So it is that we're very fortunate in that sense, and we don't make fun of anybody. We definitely are more like we want to help, but there are some times you're just kind of like,
That's impressive.
Didn't see that coming. So to circle back the whole thing, what we're trying to really say is, when it comes down to taking care of your body and paying attention, you really, people in general, like your high school kid, we say this in all seriousness. There's some things you just can't come back from.
Yeah.
Like I blew out a disc years ago, lost my calf, can't feel my foot, right? That's gone forever.
Yeah.
So now, did I earn that? Oh, heck yeah, I earned it. And I had a lot of fun getting there.
Yeah.
I wish I had met someone like us back then where I could have learned some things.
Yeah.
Because in my phase when I was going through all that, I was learning still. So I hadn't learned how to fix that piece just yet. And now I know. Guess that's shocking, right? But you see those things, and that's what, like with you being young, your education is 20 years ahead of mine. 20 years ahead of mine. My education, due to my mentorships and people I followed around, was 20 years ahead of theirs. And it just blows my mind to think, 20 years from now, whoever you're mentoring, they're 40, 50, 60 years. I mean, you learn so much so fast when you get to have so many doctors around. But point of it is, take the time to heal, let your body catch up, listen to your doctors. You're paying them for a reason.
Especially if they're like us.
Yeah,
We're trying to get you back out there.
And like you say, it's like, how can you be certain? Like, I stress fractured my own pelvis, blew out a disc, tore an ACL, tore a meniscus. I'm pretty sure everything you've ever had in your life, I've already done, and I figured out how to fix it.
And we still had to work in the meantime.
Wow, I had back surgery on a Thursday. I was seeing patients on Monday.
I wouldn't.
I had knee fracture surgery, microfracture. I was seeing patients on Monday in a crutch. Yeah. And I was like, and it's not because I'm tough. It's because, one, I was broke, so I needed to work and see patients. But two, the fascination with how do you do this? And that's the best part. Like, rehab for a knee, especially without an ACL, better than somebody who's never done that.
I've had to live it, breathe it, go through it. And then also, the funny part, I tell this to every single patient because I can tell you the day and time and everything like that it happened. Because one, I was in chiro school. We just got done with our last final that we had to take in person. So all the other finals were going to be online because it was during like COVID-ish times. So
the COVID era.
Yeah, they're transitioning out. But three, it happened 10 minutes before the ICU closed.
Timing is everything.
So I knew everything.
Timing is everything.
But the best part about that when it did happen was I got really curious about the knee.
Of course.
Just because
it's personal.
Not to downplay any profession out there, but the person that evaluated my knee first didn't think I tore anything. It's like, oh, you may have just like sprained your MCL at most. And, for a younger person at that time where I didn't have any filters on my head yet or like diagnostic history and diagnostic experience, I had, I was ready to go.
No concept. No concept. Great.
And then, we get the MRIs back and everything back. Yeah, you messed up your knee.
You're missing a piece of anatomy from your body.
from everything.
Not there anymore.
So from that point, I took that so personally, like to understand the knee. How does this work? How does this move? What to look for?
100%.
What are some motions to really pay attention to? What are the markers for all that stuff?
That's what I mean. It's not that you know more than somebody else. You have the experience they don't have. And that I can't, unless you've, not to cut you off, keep your place in your mind. When I blew out my disc, I already knew what the symptoms of disc protrusion, bulging symptoms are, what to look for, red flags, yellow flags, all that stuff. So I'm standing in my living room, feeling my body go through almost like a flipping checklist, like a bleeping checklist. Ding, 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 ding. And all of a sudden I was like, oh, son of a... And there's nothing worse than knowing where this is. Like, I can see the end of the road already, and it happened 6 minutes ago. And I was like, this is going to suck. And my wife came home and she's like, you okay? And I was like, I'm not good. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, I blew out a disc. She's like, wait, what? And I was like, I can't straighten my leg, can't put weight on it. My back, my butt's on, like blowing up right now. And she was like, what do I do? I said, oh, you have nothing to do. I got to make some calls. It was like, and I just remember going, like you pull it, you land, you pop, you're like.
Yeah, I knew at that point. Yeah.
Well, at least you knew it wasn't your ACL.
Yeah, that was the best part
about
the entire thing. But yeah, I remember that first time that it happened, that whole rehab thing, no one really tells you like how hard it is going to be.
I don't understand that. Not to go down a rabbit hole, because I have patients saying things. I don't understand the need to not be fully transparent. Like, and maybe that's why we get the looks we get sometimes. People ask, well, how long does it take? I said, 6 to 8 visits is our wheelhouse. So that can roughly mean 3 to 6 weeks, depending on how we space. And we like to space it out, like upfront, frequent, and then kind of space it out towards the back end as we get you back to real life again. But it's like one of those things like, you got to get things to calm down. And we just talked about it earlier. 4 weeks to get you out of pain-ish, 3 to 4. 4 weeks to get you back kind of functioning normal, and 4 weeks to kind of get you out in the field again. And that's a normal process. And it doesn't mean we see you 3 times a week for all those weeks. It's more like, that's not that thing, but it's a wake-up call. Like, yes, this takes a minute. Take your time.
It takes some time.
I mean, how long did you rehab your knee for? Post-basketball till...
This one or the first one?
Right now.
Really, I'm really just at like the 15-week mark, so
That's 4 months.
Yeah.
So people out there understand.
4
months. I'm 6 weeks and I'm complaining like my life's over and my hair's the wrong color. Sorry, honey, I had to do that. I'm teased. She does, but I can't tease. She comes home, get up your hair done. And I swear to God, like every husband on the planet, looks beautiful. Looks the exact same. It looks the same as when you left. It's just prettier now. But it's like one of those things. You're like, it does take that time.
Yeah.
And it is hard to in your brain, because sometimes people like me with my back. The only reason I knew is because the education I had and the experience dealing with patients.
Yeah.
But if a patient says to me that I have pain going down my leg, it can be 16 different things. Now I know distinctly what question to ask and where I'm like, now I don't even ask to go, take your finger and point. And once they see it, like draw on a map, I'm like, oh, okay, yep, this is what's going on. Because I went through it. So sorry, I keep cutting you off, but it's like, this is one of those things I'm like, this is awesome because that's how we know these things. But yeah.
Yeah. And with that rehab portion, there's going to be a point in time where like the beginning, it might just hurt to move, whatever, right? Everything. Yeah. No matter where you're
pissed off right now.
Everything that we give you, although the right answers, they might hurt a little bit, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Because that's what it is. That's like day 2 from everything. But also, they'll get to a point where, to kind of bring it back to like chasing pain, about like 4 to 6 weeks, you might not feel any pain, right? But
if it's the average, the average, right. That's your 75-80%.
Yeah, you might not feel any pain at that point. That doesn't mean my ACL all of a sudden regrew in 4 to 6 weeks.
You're good.
Yep. That doesn't mean at that point I am going to be picking up 500 pounds. No.
Oh,
dude, that'd be sick. But but that's not something to do right then and there. So that's where we get into what we have to do as doctors. Like, how do we prepare you to get there after that 6 weeks, right?
Yes.
That's really where our bread and butter is at that point. Just because like once the pain is gone, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're healed. But that's really, I like to say, you're beginning. Yep. Like we're starting at the starting line now, and where do we get you to your finish line is what we do best.
Yeah, and that's it's interesting that people in general, and I mean this like compassionately, because we're very fortunate that we've beat ourselves up the way we have, and we have learned, plus our education on top of that, plus experience and everything else. But it's a concept, and I'll be honest with you, when I was your age, again, this is what you're gaining a 20-year advantage on me, so to speak. I hadn't put that, like I wasn't explaining that to patients very well, right? I had just started. I was helping people left and right. I got very fortunate when I started in the gym that I worked at, that the trainer was a good trainer, but people were not always the smartest choices with the workouts.
Fair.
And so I got to learn a lot and help a lot. And so I was very, very, very lucky. But I was horrible at because I didn't get the concept at that time because I was young. I was 2 years out, 3 years out. Of like, I didn't chase the pain or not chase the pain. They came in and said my back hurt. I said, cool. I worked on them, did this, did that, pain's gone. Cool, great. See ya. Right? I hadn't put that next level into my playbook yet because I hadn't gotten there yet. I hadn't developed there yet. And the mentors that I had that was a thing that never happened. Like I was considered a rehab chiro, and this is 2007.
Yeah,
2006.
So the protocols back then were completely different.
I mean, trust me, bridges and clams have been my bread and butter for 20 years, but only if they're done correctly. Hate to say it, but that's true.
That's the funny one.
That is the truth.
That's something we can get into.
You've learned that. Like everybody's been through your interns, like, we learned this, we've seen this, but it's never worked the way, it's never worked the way it works with the way you do it. And I go, there's a reason. Anyway, but there's this, I was like, oh, cool. You're done. Your pain's gone. You feel great. I'll see you later. And then as the years went on, I started thinking about this concept of like, okay, I'm chasing the pain, getting rid of the pain, but they come back in 6 or 7 months with the problem again. Or if it's not the left shoulder, it's the right shoulder. So that at your age, a year into it, longer, 4 years in, I started treating both sides. So come to the left shoulder, treat both, whatever. Evaluate everything because if your left shoulder hurts, not because your left shoulder is a problem, it means there's a problem systemically.
Especially if it's chronic.
It just, that's where it's landing on you. Could be back, shoulder, knee, hip, whatever. Anyway. So that was the evolution of my getting to where you already are. Whatever. So I hope you're thankful.
I am thankful.
I hope you at least smile about that one.
I am.
He doesn't smile. You don't smile at all. Getting you excited.
That's not what the board says.
I take him to work with the Chargers, and there's like,
because I was scared.
They're big boys. There is, and honestly, when you work with elite athletes, this is because I was very fortunate again in my beginning. I work with the USA Surf Tour. Dr. Tim Brown, what's up, Doc T? The other Doc T, nice, Dr. Brown. He was a mentor of mine back in the day, and we worked a surf event, San Onofre. And that's where I first kind of learned Like there were some guys that we were allowed to kind of work on and do some stuff. And I was ART and all that kind of stuff. That was good. But I was only, a year out, 2 years out. And then some of the higher end guys would come in and only let Tim see them. And Tim, everybody completely understood.
Yeah.
Because he knows how to work on that particular athlete in a way that helps him mentally and physically feel like he's ready to go surf. And that unique difference is just the thing. So when you go work with a pro athlete, like I always joke with people who want to work out like the pros but not recover like the pros. I was like, you are not in tune with your body enough to know these things.
Yeah.
Right? You just assume if there's no pain, it's fine. Like, I mean, at the gym, I feel great, keep going. No, you're done. Right? Now go get worked on. And so when you, in that setting that you're in, it's so unique because you're going to work with a pro athlete who will know in the first 5 minutes whether they'll ever talk to you or see you or look at you or let you touch them again.
Yeah.
Literally that fast. And so like when I started out with him 9 years ago, that like the first 6 months was just trial.
Yeah.
And there was, try this, try that. And then the coaches were asking and the trainers were asking because are you competent? Are you good? The other funny thing is no autographs, no selfies, no pictures, no. I was like, why would I do that? I'm too busy. I'm worried about it. So anyway.
Yeah. So just side tangent on that one. I remember. So I kind of told like my dad, like some of the people that
close family. Yeah,
it's my dad, right?
But it's still a cool thing. It's not like you can't say you can say it, but
Like, obviously, we're not advertising like
no.
But I remember straight up, he asked me the 2 cardinal sins, as I call them, when he worked with pros.
Oh yeah.
It's like 1, what are they dealing with? And 2, did you ask for a picture or anything like that? I was like, why would I do that? Just because my brain is in doctor mode. Like I need to address this.
Yes.
But it was funny. I'm like, Dad, I can't talk about any of that. I'm like, it'd be cool, but I love you, but. I'm sorry, Dad. It's not gonna happen.
No. And it's one of those things like, and luckily, I mean, it's funny. My family, it's not. It's a big deal because it's like an accomplishment as a doctor, so professional accomplishment. But by no means is there any anybody asking for anything on there. And you're like, no, we just don't do that.
Yeah.
It's very funny, but I will admit there are some great pictures I've gotten from the field.
Oh yeah,
that's the really cool part. Anyway, so back to the athlete. When you're dealing with those pro athletes, that's the thing you have to be careful of. Is it's not even a skill set thing. It's their interpretation of your skill set.
Yeah.
Regardless, you can run $1 million practice, but if they don't like the way you work with them, they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, move on. So it's worth being nervous about.
Yeah. I remember that first week, I was like, dang, this is happening.
Yeah. It's surreal. It is. I mean, obviously 9 years in now, it's just, they're just big dudes that work out and play football, obviously at a very high level. But to me, they're no different than any other patient I see. It's just what you do. And then you're already seeing that. Like, it doesn't matter. He runs a 4.240. His hamstring hurts.
Yeah.
His ligament over here is not doing a very good job. And we got some issues with this place we got to work on.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing that, any friend, like really close friends or family that have asked me about that, like, are you starstruck? Like, not really anymore. I not to like toot my own horn, but like, I'm here for you, and they asked me for my specialty. Yeah. So I'm trying to do my best at their job, at my job, so that they can do their job.
Yeah, 100%.
And so when they start asking, like, did you get a shirt? Did you get anything like that? I'm like, that's not how any of this works. Like, if they want to give me one, cool. So if any of you, for whatever reason, are watching this and you want to give me something, I'll take it. I'm not going to say no, but I'm not going to ask you guys. I'm not going to ask you guys. No. You're human too.
And you're kind of in a nice, interesting role where you're just kind of like, they're just like checking you out.
Yep.
So it's pretty neat. So anyway, so working with pro athletes obviously a little different. But even they listen to their bodies way better than most people out there.
Yeah, I'd argue that it's much better than anyone else.
That's their livelihood. They better. So for the rest of you out there who it's not your livelihood and you're paying to play the game, whatever that may be, don't chase the pain is our moral here. That's the thing with patients this week is just, and I'm doing my best to really get that explained to them and understand, like, look, you got to let it heal. Yeah. As much as it drives me nuts, because I'm no different. You need 3 or 4 weeks off. I'm like, off of what exactly? What is it that I can't do exactly? Be very specific. But like with my patient, I'm usually pretty good at covering my bases. But he took a protocol, which I thought was pretty clear. Here's what you do. That's it. But then we're learning. We're always learning. You also have to accompany that with, I guess, a write-up on what not to do. And I always have a joke. I'm like, when in doubt, don't. Just don't. Just walk away.
Yeah. I've said it slightly different, but in the same idea. It's like, if it's not an absolute yes, it's an absolute no.
When in doubt, don't. It's just so simple. So anyway, wrap up was a good week. People out there have going through stuff, whoever you're seeing, whatever, you're going to have pain, things get injured. Just make sure you check it out. Don't chase the pain with drugs or with all these things you think might help this or might help that. It's hard because you don't live in our world. So for us, we see it all the time. We totally get what this means. And we're trying to convey that to you guys out there. if you're having pain with stuff and it's movement based, which most things are, that just means there's something up with the system. Not a trauma. Like yours was a trauma.
Mine was
right?
a trauma, but the system stuff was still happening at the same time.
And it might have been there a precursor to, which is always the variable you can't control, right?
Chicken or the egg there.
I mean, it's like I blew out a back. I don't have a calf. Pretty sure that affects some things I do when I can barely get my heel off the ground. Okay, means I should probably power lift.
100%.
No more running. No more running. No box jumps. Yeah.
Running sucked. Yeah, I remember one of your patients, to like put it together, to not chase the pain. They were having a low back type of thing. You're out of town, so like I just covered for that week. Talked about a MRI and everything like that. Technically, off of the MRI, based off of the findings and everything like that, it wasn't necessarily that thing was causing her. Her pain.
Yeah. The picture. We'll talk about that one another time because this has been long as it is. But
yeah. So are we chasing the pain or are we chasing?
Now we're chasing pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
which may have nothing to do with what's going on.
So is it the trauma or is it something else? So when you're chasing the pain,
we're going to pause and stop it right there. Next time we'll come back to this one. Chasing the pain. Is it trauma? Is it not? What does the picture say? What do you do? How do you do?
That's a good.
That's a good one. We'll get into next time because there's a lot to unpack on that one.
Yeah.
Shoot, that's a good ending. We're stopped. We're frozen. We're paused. We're done.
Yeah.
Point of the story, don't chase pain. You'll never find it unless you fix the problem of why you have it, what's causing it.
Absolutely.
That's it. That's all there is. It's not that complicated, although I know sometimes it can feel like it. Pain can be a scary thing sometimes, for sure. Yeah.
It's super simple, but it's also super deep enough for us to get lost in
rabbit holes. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, until next time, I'm Doc T.
I'm Dr. David.
We'll see y'all next time.